So, Joe Blackburn, he's leaving. This is the game director of Destiny 2, and today's video is going to be centered around what this means for the future of Destiny itself. I've seen tons of people saying, hey, it's over. I've seen plenty of people saying this is the death of the franchise. Destiny 2 is dead. I think all of that is laughable discourse. There's many reasons why. I'm not saying that this is going to be the greatest era of Destiny we're about to endeavor on. I'm not saying that this is going to be the worst. I think it's too early to tell, but I want to remind people that are watching that this isn't the worst case scenario to happen. And I'm not shitting on Joe Blackburn. I love him as a game director. He made me fall in love with this franchise because the previous guy before him was a guy named Luke Smith. We all know he has done some questionable things on a design point, direction-wise, that I did not like at all. To be honest, he kind of led the worst point of Destiny in my opinion, and kind of the most I was ever down on the franchise. But that's a different conversation. That's a whole different video. But yeah, Joe Blackburn is departing once the final shape releases. And that's at least what I've understood. He won't be game director by that time, but from the information from what he said on Twitter, whole thread, he is handing over the reins of game director to a man named Tyson Green. More on him coming up, but he is going to be leaving Bungie when the final shape comes out. So he will still be around. This is basically what I've been able to gather. That is so confusing though, because there is plenty of other people saying, no, he's leaving in a month. I don't think that's the case. It's not how I read it. That's not what I've seen, but we'll have to wait and see on that specifically. But basically he said that we are at the end-to-end point of the final shape production. And that means that they're just playtesting, they're polishing, they're fixing up bugs. Nothing major is going to be there to do. So he's going to take this time to hand off the reins of game director to Tyson Green, who is a veteran in Bungie. What I mean by veteran is, for example, he was a design lead for multiplayer for Halo 2, for example. He's been around since Myth 2. He was a vocal point of exotic weapons in D1, for example. This is what Joe Blackburn said. He has reparable credibility, in my opinion, to be the next guy for Bungie in this future endeavor with Destiny. And to be honest, let's be honest here. Let's take another game that we've seen have some public outcry and outrage to Justice League. Kill the Justice League. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. The founders of Rocksteady left the studio about a year and a half before the game was initially releasing or initially going to release. So they've been gone for some time, and that is something you don't want to see. And that's not the situation. It's not like Joe Blackburn left during the layoffs, or Joe Blackburn left after poor reception with the Lightfall expansion. Wasn't none of that. This is a point where the current era of Destiny is coming to a close, and if he wanted to go on to be something else in a different career path, then this is the perfect moment for him to hand it off, give the community some trust and comfortability of what's going on, and then go on to do whatever he wanted, because we are closing an era of Destiny. After the final shape, we're going to need new things. We're going to need a new vision. We're going to need new eyes and ears and a new brain to helm it all, because guess what? Joe Blackburn's been doing this for a while. Unfortunately, on his watch, Bungie, by their mistake, specifically the people that made these numbers, had a 45% revenue miss. Whether it was Joe Blackburn's fault or not, which I don't think it is, I think they overvalued the Eververse store and they thought they'll make way more money, but that's not how it works in Destiny, in my opinion. He bears the brunt of that. Now, Tyson Green comes in. That wasn't on his watch. Maybe he can get more done. Maybe he can get his sway and his things persuaded up to the suits or whatever and get new stuff that we've been asking for, because guess what? He wasn't the game director at that 45% revenue miss. Those are some of the kind of things I want to bring up. He's a big PvP guy, so the PvP community should be excited for this, see how things go on that end. But altogether, man, this is the perfect time for this type of switch to happen. To Joe Blackburn, thank you for making me fall in love with the franchise again. You brought me comfort. You brought me excitement and trust into the people at Bungie. And I know some things have not gone the way for Destiny this past year, but I am still perfectly fine with playing this game, enjoying my time, making content on it. Nothing has changed there, and that is definitely to the thanks of a person like Joe Blackburn. Behind the scenes, he is an incredible person, apparently. It's great to see, because he was an incredible person on screen, communicating with us, giving us some information. I'm going to miss those. Unfortunately, Tyson Green also isn't on social media. Maybe that's for the best. But also, hopefully, he does get some communication window for us, because I do value that, and Joe Blackburn gave us a lot of that. But I mean, altogether, man, this is the perfect timing for a switch like this to happen. I don't view it as bad news. I also don't view it as good news. I just view it as part of the process, and I'm excited to see what Tyson Green has to say and his choices for the episodes for the next expansion after the final shape. Yes, I don't think that they're going to not do an expansion after the final shape. I do think they're going to do another expansion and more after that, but altogether, it is what it is. Again, best of wishes to Joe Blackburn and whatever he wants to do from this point on. But if anything was going to happen, I know I'm a broken record with this. This was the right time. But I'm curious to hear your thoughts on this departure. I know it's unfortunate. I know it seems like the end of the franchise, the end of Destiny, but I'm telling you, I'm not totally worried on this one. But leave your thoughts down below. I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say. Also, if you guys enjoyed this video or found this video informative, please drop this video a like, helps out the video a ton. And for more content like this, whether it's Destiny 2, Rainbow Six Siege, or Call of Duty, be sure to hit that subscribe button and that bell to notify when I do drop more content. But I hope you guys have a good one. That's all I have to say on this one. ShadowNinja here, and I'm out.